up, Buddy Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans Inc. and anime and manga contributor to Bounding into Comics. And today is Friday, and you guys know what that means. The Oricon charts are out, and this is going to be the top 20 Oricon rankings for the week of April 4th through April 10th. So before I get into these charts, let me just remind you to hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored, and we are just a one-woman operation struggling to keep a roof over our head, praying that we're not going to be on the streets at some point. If you love what we're doing and want to help keep this channel alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, live reaction, analysis, or the Oricon charts like this one, feel free to hit up my Cash App and PayPal. Those links are in the description box below, as well as the full top 50 Oricon rankings, courtesy of Manga Magura, Ri, and Jessica, who, thanks to them, bring us these amazing charts every week. So, oh my god. Remember what we discussed last week, how possibly we have 2 series that break 1 million? Oh, just wait. Just you wait. We got some good numbers this week. Ooh, yes, we do. But before I get to that, let me discuss how I break this stuff down. So what I do is I read the number, then, the ranking, then the title and the volume. And if it's a new release, just read when it came out, then the number for the week. And if it's not a new release, I'll read the numbers for the week, the day it came out, and the total, and if I cover it or not. And I also have the numbers for the series as a whole as well, in terms of like total volumes. But before I get to the full-on top 20, I do want to mention there is 2 series on here that are not in the top 20, I believe. Let me just make sure I'm right. Yes, there are 2 series not on here. One of them being My Dress Up Darling, which sold 100,709 copies, which I do cover. And obviously it has to do with the anime ending and also the heavy hitters that came out with the new volume this past week. And then Tokyo Revengers with a total of 115,808. That is going to change next week because the new volume of Tokyo Revengers is coming out with my girl Senju on the cover. I fucking love Senju. I do. She is the moment. She is everything. I love her so fucking much. She's a badass bitch. And yes, I do cover both of these series. But yeah, it's going to be very, very fun when Tokyo Revengers newest volume enters the mix next week. But anyways, let's get to the top 20. So number 20 is Spy X Family, aka Spy Family, Volume 8. And this isn't the only volume of Spy Family on this list, by the way. So I'm not going to read the total series number until we get to the newest volume. For the week, it sold 31,420 copies. It came out on November 4th, 2021, and has a total of 978,641 copies. Yes, I do cover this manga, and I have been covering it since Chapter 3, when it was a Manga Plus exclusive. But we will talk more about that when I get to the newest volume. But number 19 is Yamushi Pedal Volume 77. It came out on April 7th, and in 4 days sold 31,813 copies. Now, this manga makes me sad because I love this series. I did cover it for a minute, but the problem is one, it's not licensed here in the States, which really irritates me. And two, the scans are extremely behind, which I do not understand why. This manga is everything. And I'm very, very frustrated that whoever was doing the scans for this series stopped. Because this manga is so goddamn good. But I know that south of the border, they love this manga. It just irritates me. I want to read this manga so bad. I'm gonna cover this manga so bad. It's not fair. If someone takes up the mantle and finishes up translating Yamushi Pedal, I would love to cover this one again because I love this manga a lot, and I even covered the anime as much as I could. Please, please, someone finish translating the scans for Yamushi Pedal. I am begging you. Someone please take up this mantle. I will be forever in your debt if you did. So, number 18 is another new release, and that is Isekai Nambiri Noka Volume 9, and in 3 days sold 39,754 copies. And the scans are not up to date. They are extremely behind. So right now they're sitting at 158 chapters, and there's like 193 chapters. So they're very behind. So I can't even cover this manga. And the last time they were updated was like 2 months ago, which really makes me sad. I'm going to check the official English release and see if that has something to do with it. Yeah, that probably has something to do with it as well. Because there is an official English release, but they're not up to date either. This sucks. Why can't we? I don't understand this. Why can't... You know what's sad is... I'm gonna do an article on this at some point. Is the French are beating us in manga. The French are France is the second biggest hub for manga right now. They're the biggest hub outside of Japan for manga. This is pathetic. How are the French beating us right now? And manga is beyond me. This really makes me depressed. But anyway. We need to start getting on top of these goddamn publishers to really start pumping out new licenses for series that we actually want. Luckily, 7Seas is puts out fan surveys every week, so they will at least listen to us. But god damn it, we gotta start getting on like I'm getting on Crunchyroll for this, but we will get to that in a second. So number 17 is Getsuyobi no Tawa Volume 4. It came out on April 4th, and in 7 days sold 42,618 copies. And this manga I've tried covering, but it's one of those shorter format series. And yeah, I do cover those kinds of series, like for example, Jujutsu no Rokunin. But Jujutsu no Rokunin is... there's a lot for me to cover with Jujutsu no Rokunin, so that's why I could cover it. Series like Getsuyobi no Tawa, it's harder for me to cover because if it's not like Kaguya-sama Love is War, where it's funny and it gives me a lot of material to work with, I can't cover it. But anyways, that's just how it is. Number 16 is Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card Arc Volume 12, which I'm actually I'm doing an article for Bounding Into Comics on sequels, and this manga is part of it because I'm discussing why manga sequels are doing better than crap Hollywood sequels right now, and Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card Arc is part of them. But anyways. For the week, it sold 43,536 copies, and it came out on April 1st, and in 10 days sold 73,626 copies. By the way, I should have done a video of this when it came out. The news came out for this. Clamp said the XXX Holic Ray is going to come back, which I'm very, very happy about. Thank God. My guess is it's going to be after Card Captor Sakura ends, or Clear Card Arc ends, and it makes you wonder if after this battle against Kaido, if it's going to end, and then we're going to get another manga after that, and Clamp is going to focus on Triple X Holic Ray. So that is going to be something to watch out for. But anyways, yes, obviously, I've been covering Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card Arc for a long time. I love this manga. This is one of the manga that has simulpubs on the Crunchyroll manga app, which is, I can't be the only one pressuring Crunchyroll to get more simulpubs on the fucking manga app. I can't be the only one doing this. More people need to be pressuring Crunchyroll to get more manga simulpubs on their app. And not just Crunchyroll, we got to be going in on Sony for this too, because Sony owns them now. I'm going to keep doing what I can, but goddamn, this really irritates the hell out of me. And also, I'm starting to do more with going in on Magapoke, being like, Magapoke, you need to make it your own English app for the overseas readers. And also, anytime you see something in regards to piracy, that the Japanese tweet out, be like, well, then give us an English app for the overseas readers so we can have official simulpubs. Please! Anyways. Number 15 is Beat the Vandal Buster Volume 16, and that is a new release as well. It came out on April 4th, and in 7 days sold, it must have been like pre-orders or something, because it says it sold 44,989 for the week, and then for the total is 45,268 copies. So I'm guessing there's pre-orders for this one. This one is behind by a few volumes, actually, by at least 3 volumes. And the last time these scans were updated was by at least a year. And that really makes me depressed. Like, come on! Did Viz Media not license it? Or it says for what the person, or the group, it says Viz Media X licenses. Does Viz not license it anymore? Like, what in the actual hell? Come on, man. But it did say here something that's interesting, is that the series actually returned from a decade-long hiatus in 2016 after the artist was severely injured in 2006. This makes me want to cover this series even more. Like, come on! I need scans of this. I want to cover this just for that reason. Please? Please, for the love of God. I want to cover this. Someone please update the scans for it. I know at some point I gotta learn Japanese to just, like, so I could cover these series. But, like, come on. This is getting ridiculous. Anyways, number 14 makes me happy because it's the Elusive Samurai Volume 5. Yes! And there were some pre-orders on this one, because it says for the week, it came out on April 4th. For the week, it says it was 50,587 copies. And for the total, because this was 7 days, it sold 50,931 copies. So there was some, obviously some pre-orders. This makes me so happy to see the Elusive Samurai here. I love this manga. I've been covering this manga since chapter 1. This manga is everything. And I'm glad that it's doing well. I'm glad, and I'm telling you, this manga is the new Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's better than Kimetsu no Yaiba. If you are not reading this manga, why? Why are you not reading this manga? There's no reason for you not to read this manga. It's on Viz's Shonen Jump app. I prefer the official Shueisha app, which is Manga Plus. I should be sponsored by them at some point because I promote this app so much. But seriously, go read this. Read the series. I'm tempted to save Takopi's Original Sin because both volumes are on this list. I'm probably just going to save Takopi. I should have done that with Spy Family. I'm going to do this with Takopi's Original Sin when we get to Volume 2, which came out this week. That's when I will talk about both numbers. All right, so number 12 is Makai no Shiyaku wa Wereda, which is also known as We Are the Main Characters of the Demon World, Volume 9. And this came out on April 7th. And it 4 days sold 58,708 copies. And for the series as a whole, it sold for the week 70,382 copies. This one frustrates me because the series is not up to date in terms of the English scans. Other languages is up to date, but not us. I don't understand why. I want to read it really bad and I can't. It sucks. But anyways, life isn't fair. Here's another one that I'm frustrated the scans aren't up to date. Is for Kimono Jihen Volume 16. It looks like there was pre-orders for this one as well, because for the week, it sold 59,725 copies. It came out on April 4th, and overall, it sold 60,085 copies. This manga is everything. I love this manga, but the scans are so goddamn behind, and it frustrates me. Ugh. I want to... Please, someone get the scans up to date, please. They're like a few chapters behind. I would like to have the scans up to date. For the good news, in regards to Kimono Jihen, and this is why I say 7 Seas actually cares about the fans, and this is why the fan surveys are important. Kimono Jihen does have an official license now. It is coming to the U.S. later this year. Thank freaking God. I'm very glad to see Kimono Jihen is coming to the States. That's why I said 7 Seas cares about the fans. I don't know what the hell Viz is doing. I honestly don't. I really don't. But Viz, just, if you ain't going to do a good chunk of the Shueisha licenses that people don't want, just give it to freaking 7 Seas, because apparently they will do it. But anyways, number 10, because we're getting to the top 10, is Kinnikuman Volume 78. For the week, and it came out on, this is a new volume. It came out on April 4th, and 7 days, or no. Oh, there was pre-orders. Okay, so for the week, it sold 61,141 copies. And with the pre-orders, it sold 61,704 copies. I know, I need to do this the Kinnikuman challenge. I started doing it, but then things have just been wild because I've been writing for Bounding into Comics. And everything else has just been up freaking nuts. But from this manga, this manga is fucking hilarious, though. If you are into gag series, you'll like this manga a lot. I need to get back into reading this one. I really, really do. I could understand how like series like V of Roboco were inspired by this one. I really could see it because it does give you like a V of Roboco vibe. But yeah, I know I need to get back into this one. Once everything is back under control, I'll get back into this one. I know I need to do it really bad. But anyways, number 9 is Maraidi the Patriot, Volume 17. I love this manga so much. Okay, so it looks like we do have pre-orders for this one. So for the week, it sold 63,534 copies, and with pre-orders, it sold 63,897 copies. I love this manga. This manga is so much fun to cover. You actually learn some history with this one too. See, I learn more from manga than anything else. And in the current arc, we're getting into some really cool American history too, which I really like. So if you aren't reading this manga, I don't understand why. Especially since there's stuff that you could use on Twitter to piss people off, which I haven't started doing that yet. I need to. There's certain panels I need to use against certain people on Twitter to piss them off, but I will do it at some point. But anyways, and I know I need to do an article on YouTube, Maraidi the Patriot. I know I need to. But I have a lot of shit I need to do. But anyways, number 7, Jujutsu Kaisen's limited edition. We will discuss you, which is at number 8. We will discuss you when I get to the main edition for volume 19. But we're going to discuss number 7 in the meantime, which is Miramashita Arumikun volume 26. So this one came out on April 7th, and in 4 days sold 77,852 copies, and as a whole, the series sold, all the volumes sold 94,667 copies. I love covering this series. This series is so good. And keep in mind, this is without an anime right now. I know a new season of the anime is coming, but I love this manga. If you're not reading this manga, why? This manga is really goddamn good. I love it so much. I love demons anyway. So, and also my Junus is, oh my god, my Junus is so pleased with this manga because there's a lot of Hebrew up in this manga. So as a Jew, it makes me very, very happy. It also kind of frustrates me because it's like, where's my Jew magic? This is one of those series where I get frustrated because it's like, where's the fuck is my Jew magic? God damn it. Anyways. Oh, God. I want my Jew magic so bad. It's not fair. Anyways, number 6 is Black Clover Volume 32. Yes, Black Clover is on here. And I covered Black Clover earlier today, actually. It came out on April 4th, and in 7 days... Oh, no. There are some pre-orders for this one. So for the week, it sold 105,158 copies, and with pre-orders included, it sold 105,564 copies. I have been covering Black Clover for a long time. How long have I been covering Black Clover? Do I have it here on my, do I need to go look on my freaking playlist, or do I have it here on my, no, I have to go look on my playlist. I've been covering Black Clover for freaking ever. Hold on a second. This will bug me if I do not have it. How long have I been covering you, Black Clover? I think I've been covering you since at least 2017. Have I not? Dude, I have like 321 videos of Black Clover content. I've been covering this manga for a long time. Yeah, I've been covering it since I know at least like chapter 90 or something. I've been covering this one for a very, very, very long time. I've been covering it since like chapter 90 or a little bit before chapter 90. I've been covering this one for a long ass time. I love this series. If you're not reading Black Clover, why? We just finished up the Lucifero arc as of this video. I'm torn on how I feel about how the Lucifero arc ended. I know a lot of people in the fandom are torn about it. Black Clover, for the week though, in terms of series, or overall volumes, sold 116,067 copies. Now, for number 5 though, God, I love this freaking cover. The Black Clover Volume 32 cover, I am one of those people that are not the biggest fans of it. I understand the meaning behind it, but number 5, I love this cover. It's Dragon Ball Super Volume 18. Oh my god, I love this cover so much. For the week, it sold 141,554 copies. It came out on April 4th, because I have to say that because there's pre-orders. So including pre-orders, it sold 142,635 copies. I cover Dragon Ball Super. I've been covering it since chapter 15. I also cover Super Dragon Ball Heroes, which is fucking epic. If you are not reading that series, why? And I also cover the fan series Dragon Ball Kakame, which is really goddamn good too. You are not reading that series. You know where that fan series comes from? It comes from France. Dead serious. And for the week, Dragon Ball Super volumes as a whole sold 155,884 copies. But seriously, man. All right, so number 4. Now we can get into the Takopi numbers. So let's talk about the first volume of Takopi's Original Sin first. So Takopi's Original Sin Volume 1 is at number 13, and it sold 56,145 copies, and the first volume came out on March 4th, and has sold a total of 296,439 copies. Now, Volume 2, wow, there was pre-orders for this one. For the week, it sold 198,505 copies, and it came out on April 4th as well. But there was pre-orders. Man, this is like the week of this Oricon chart is like the week of pre-orders. Damn. And it sold a total of, with including pre-orders, after the 198,505 copies, sold a total of 200,919 copies. And as a whole, this week, Takopi's Original Sin has sold a total of 254,650 copies. This manga is everything. If you have not read this manga, there is no excuse for you not to read it. It is a Manga Plus exclusive. All the chapters are available for free, legally on Manga Plus. It is such a good series, especially if you are ready to face your trauma, your childhood trauma. And I covered all the chapters of Takopi's Original Sin, and I have a playlist for it. When I covered it, man, it was extremely therapeutic and liberating for me, because some of the topics that manga covered, like bullying and depression and abuse, I mean, I've been through it, so especially during my childhood, so it was very therapeutic. It's like, seriously, who needs to pay like $200 for a therapy session when manga exists? And I'm very grateful for Takopi's Original Sin. If you have not read this manga, go read it. It is so powerful. And I'm going to write an article how, I already did a video on how this manga is probably going to be changing how new mangaka are going to be introduced onto the scene, which I think is actually really great, if you ask me. But this manga is, for 16 chapters, it was perfection. Minus a couple of panels in the final chapter, which I was not happy that weren't there. But I love this manga a lot. I do. Okay, so now we're going to get into Spy Family. I'm telling you, this is the week of freaking pre-orders. Because if you look at a good chunk of these series, a lot of these series, there were some pre-orders. Damn, I think this might be the season of pre-orders. This really might. Because last week, remember, we saw Jujutsu Kaisen and One Piece getting pre-orders. A lot of these series in I think it's mainly the top 10? Or was there any up in here? I would say... yeah, I would say mainly the top 11. The top 11 is where the pre-orders really, really kicked in. So yeah, man, this is very interesting how this might be, especially with a lot of the new series, new volumes coming out next week as well. I think this is going to be, the rest of the month is going to be the freaking rest of pre-orders are going to really come into play. But anyways, number 3 is Spy Families, okay, Spy X Family Volume 9. So for the week, this is before pre-orders, sold 606,281 copies. Now, with pre-orders, it sold 609,256 copies. And obviously, let me do the series total here. And in total, for all volumes of Spy X Family, it sold 789,583 copies. So, obviously, as I said, I've been covering this manga since Chapter 3 when it was a Manga Plus exclusive. I love this series a lot. I think I might be one of the only people that has covered Spy Family for as long as I have. I did, and obviously this is because of the anime, I did attempt to watch the anime adaptation, and I know I will get a lot of shit for it, but what ruined it for me, I knew that CGI was going to really fuck it up for me, but that CGI, man, I just couldn't handle it. CGI really ruined it for me. The soundtrack was great. The writing was fine. Voice acting was fine, but God, that CGI, when you're as spoiled as I am when it comes to manga art and I've become a manga snob, yeah, it's really hard to go back to anime, and I was just very grateful that Kuragane no Valhalla released a chapter after my eyes were blinded. Thank God. Thank God. Anyways. Okay, now we get into the big two up in here. And I'm very surprised. I'm really surprised by this. Well, actually, you know what? Including the pre-orders, though, it's kind of interesting that Josuke has it this way, because technically, One Piece is ahead. If we're including pre-orders, One Piece is ahead of Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 19, even with the limited edition. So, but if we're talking about sales for the week, God, this is really frustrating me. I hate that Josuke did this, but I'm gonna read it as it is, because right now, if without pre-orders, Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 19 won this week. But with pre-orders, One Piece totally won. Hands down. I'm trying to think how I want to do this, because the chart says one thing for the week, but the totals are completely different. But you know what? Josuke says one thing on here for 1 and 2, but the totals are different. So I'll just go with what it says here for now, but let's be real. The totals are fucking different. One Piece freaking has won for the week. That's why I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it this way. I have to do it this way, because we're going to include pre-orders, because I have to include pre-orders in this, right? So, for including pre-orders, okay, Jujutsu Kaisen is, Volume 19 is at number 2. If we're not including pre-orders, Jujutsu Kaisen is at, Volume 19 is at number 1. But for my ADHD's sake, we are going to have it, because we're going to include pre-orders in all of this. Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 19 is at number 2. For the week, it sold 1,093,519 copies. With pre-orders, it sold 1,098,721 copies. The limited edition sold for the week 66,711 copies, for a total of 133,905 copies. God, I feel better with that. I really goddamn do. It would have driven me nuts if I did not do it this way. All right. And then for the total for series, here's where Jujutsu Kaisen is number 1, though. Is for the total of series copies for the week. And this is where you will get that, Jujutsu Kaisen, is for 1,323,658. I think, and you know what? I think that's why Josuke has it, Jujutsu Kaisen, at number 1, because of this in particular. Which, okay, you will win on this. You will get that, Josuke, for that. But I'm going by the total for the volume, with the total, with including the pre-sale. So, deal with it. All right, so technically, number 1 would be, with pre-sales, it would be One Piece Volume 102. For the week, it sold 1,050,333 copies. With pre-sales, it sold 1,262 copies, 262,255 copies. Now, the series as a whole sold for the week. Again, this is pre-orders, it looks like, is 1,101,492 copies. That's what I think Jujutsu Kaisen is as well for the volumes, is before the pre-orders kick in. And even without the pre-orders, that's why I think One Piece is at number 2 anyway, is because of that. But we don't know about the other volumes of One Piece, so. But anyways, I'm really curious what you guys think. I do cover Jujutsu Kaisen and One Piece. One Piece is on break this week, which really stinks. Jujutsu Kaisen's chapter today is really interesting. The arc that it's going into right now is very, very, very interesting. I'm really looking forward to this arc that Jujutsu Kaisen's in. But yeah, for me, Jujutsu Kaisen and One Piece for Volume 19 and Volume 102 are kind of interchangeable. It depends on what perspective you're looking at. If you're not including the pre-orders, then Volume 19 of Jujutsu Kaisen is winning this week. But if you are including the pre-orders, then One Piece won the week, at least in my opinion. But for my ADHD's sake, I like to include the pre-orders in this. So for me, pour moi, One Piece Volume 102 is number one for the week. You can't deny that. You cannot not include the pre-orders in this. You can't. What does Josuke say here? Hold on. But there is something that he says here that's very interesting. It's taken into account Shueisha releases have been on sale a little earlier than the official date, so that's why the total is bigger than the weekly. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So that makes a lot more sense. Okay, that makes sense why there's these, that's why the numbers, that's why we're seeing a lot more pre-orders like this, is for Shueisha series like this. I wonder what you guys think about this. That's right, the Elusive Samurai was on here too for a little bit of a pre-order. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Kodansha needs to start doing this as well for some of their bigger titles? That's very interesting. I'm glad I double-checked that. But I'm really curious what you guys think of this. For me, as I said, I consider One Piece to be the winner of this week because I'm including the pre-orders. I know the Jujutsu Kaisen fans are going to say that they're winning because of just the week. But the thing that gets me, as I said, is the fact that Shueisha is starting to do pre-orders like this. But something that we don't know, and I'll have to tweet Josuke and ask about this in particular, is if there are, if Shueisha is starting to do, if he thinks Shueisha is going to start doing for some of their bigger titles, if we're going to get something like video games where there's going to be more pre-order bonuses. I wonder if they're going to start doing that. Because that'd be very, very interesting. I wonder if Kodansha's going to start doing this too. Seeing these numbers, you got to wonder if Kodansha's going to start doing this too. I wonder if we're going to be in a summer of pre-orders. Ooh, that's a very interesting thought. I wonder if we will be in a summer of pre-orders. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below what you guys think. What do you guys think of these numbers? What do you guys think of both One Piece and Jujutsu Kaisen breaking 1 million? I think Tokyo Revengers is going to break 1 million when it comes out. Do I think it's going to beat One Piece and Jujutsu Kaisen's numbers? That's what I don't know. I don't know if it will beat those numbers. I think it will definitely hit at least 500,000. It might hit 1 million, but I don't know if it'll beat Jujutsu Kaisen and One Piece. It could, but I don't know if it will. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what I'm doing and want to help keep this channel alive and kicking so I can keep bringing you more Oricon content. A few ways you could do that. Donate to my Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off my Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend me on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.